It's not about how many times you fall down, it's about how many times you get back up. That's not how a field sobriety test works, sir. No, it doesn't apply to sobriety tests, but it does apply to Life Alert. It's Saturday, I'm Akorn, and today we're going back to the days when we entertained ourselves, common sense still existed, and the internet lived at home on a desktop computer. Hit that like and subscribe, and let's get into today's show, starting with the AkornTV Weekly Puzzle. The clue is commercial slogan, and the letters RSTLNE are now showing on the board. So drop your guesses in the comments and stay tuned because I'll reveal the answer later on in the show. I'm sorry, Emily, but you knew the responsibilities of dog ownership when we brought Clifford home. The darker side of children's books. That shovel still ain't big enough. Today, I'm not doing nothing because I started doing it yesterday and I'm not finished, and I'm certainly not a quitter. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Monty Python forever. I wouldn't be getting no tattoo of it though. Alright guys, here's another so-called Mandela effect. I know that CP3O did not have one gold leg and one silver leg. R2-D2 was mostly silver, but C3PO was this solid gold or brass color. Do you guys agree with this? Let me know what you remember down in the comments. Granny Joe's Ice Crematorium. Food and more. No, I'm not going there. That just sounds creepy. I think Granny Joe needs to have someone else come up with a name for a restaurant there. Tomorrow, I'll be up for a run with my dog at 6 a.m. Me and my dog at 10 a.m. When you're sitting on the toilet and out of paper, so you reach for the nearest thing. The look on that poor cat's face. I just thought this was a funny one, guys. When men decorate the house. Hey, looks pretty good to me. Batman pulled over on 995. Let's see what all he's got here. Starts with a Honda base and a custom rattle can paint job. Looks like numerous shark speed boosting fins held on with duct tape for added durability. 2 toilet plungers on the back window in case you need to rip it out quickly for some reason. Got the turbo leaf blower strapped to the trunk and some PVC cannons on the roof. Gen X. We were the test group for every unsafe thing, now sold with a warning label. No, I can't agree with this. They have warning labels on food wrappers telling you not to eat them now, and don't drink the contents of your car battery. We might have did some dumb stuff, but we weren't stupid. Most of the warning labels on stuff today is because of some of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. Artificial intelligence in the 80s. Max Headroom. How many of you guys remember those commercials? 85-year-old arrested for allegedly driving 110 miles an hour in race with red Corvette. Just having a little ride in my favorite car. The driver of the red Corvette allegedly was clocked at 125 miles an hour. Okay, I have 2 questions. Number 1, I didn't see anything about him pulling over the Corvette. And number 2, why did the police make him lose the race? We really thought we were something when we went from this to this. Yeah, we were no longer limited to the length of a single twisted up phone cord. Nightmare or reality, you're coming with me. Do you guys think that Freddy can get in RoboCop's dreams? Better question, does RoboCop have dreams? Choose your old school Kool-Aid flavor. I would have to say that grape is probably my number 1, and number 2 would have to be lemon lime, I guess. If you're gonna be dumb, you better be tough. Yep, that is a fact check true. Rare Cheech and Chong action figures. Yeah, guess they were going on a taco run. Maybe I'm showing my age, but you know what I miss? Turning something on and it just works. No account, no app, no QR code, no password, no sign in to continue. Just plug it in, turn it on, and let it do the thing it was made to do. Yeah, I agree with this 1000%. And it's only getting worse all the time, though. Pretty soon, cars will have you doing a facial recognition scan just to open the door. We stopped saying it's photoshopped and started saying it's AI. End of an era. Photoshop, thanks for the memories. Yeah, I actually can't remember the last time now that I heard someone say that something was photoshopped. Because anything now, they automatically say, well, that's just AI. Even if it's something real that they just don't think is real. 1 minute, I'm listening to Stairway to Heaven in 8th grade. And the next day, I'm enrolling in Medicare program. Life goes by quickly. Well, it's a pretty long song. Life certainly does go by too quickly. Once upon a time, a cop could dump your beer and send you home. No arrest, no record. 1972. Yeah, that is true. But today, with the nanny state schools raising children, they call the police for anything and everything, except when they should actually call them. It's like that one news article I had on a past show where the school called the police because a kid tried to use a $2 bill to buy lunch, and the school's staff in the cafeteria, teachers, and the principals involved all said that it was counterfeit because it was a $2 bill. Worse yet, so did the police when they first showed up. I can't remember who it was now that finally told everybody that $2 bills were real. I can read ancient texts. That's just sad, guys. Back when helping out wasn't optional, just part of being raised right. Yeah, that is absolutely true. Son, I'm going outside to play. Me. Okay, check it every 30 minutes so I know you're safe. When I was 11. We're going to the dump. Someone says the hobos killed one of their own. We want to find the body. My mom. Okay, but do not bring a dead body back to this house. I think that may be exaggerating it just a little bit. Kids grow up in a small town that forbids dancing, yet somehow they know how to dance like professionals spontaneously. That is kind of a big plot hole, isn't it? Summer in the 80s. You can only ask for one of them. Which one are you choosing? I would have probably went with a super soaker. What would you guys have chose when you were kids? Dave, Stellan, and Austin Butler on the set of Dune Part 2. My other toes laughing at the toe that got stubbed. That is a pretty good description of that photo. When you catch a glimpse of yourself in the self-checkout camera. Therapist. What do you want to say to your inner child? Me. At least the trauma made us funny. No, you're not allowed to say that. Then why did you ask? The clue for today's puzzle was commercial slogan. Let's see how many of you got it right. The answer is plop plop fizz fizz, oh what a relief it is, which of course was the slogan for Alka-Seltzer. Jesse White, Gordon Jump, and Hardy Rolls, the Maytag repairmen. You wake up in 1982. No Wi-Fi, no cell phone, a quiet life. What's the first thing you do? Spend time with family. Who remembers slamming your butt on the ground when the other kid jumped off? It was kind of like playing a game of chicken. You stayed on as long as possible, but tried to jump off before the other kid did. Ancient artifacts that'll confuse most millennials. Yeah, got a lot of items there. That top center one, my dad hated those kind of pop tabs that actually came off the can because people would just throw them down everywhere and they were hard to sweep up off the parking lot. Pluto hasn't made a full orbit around the sun since it was discovered in 1930. I wouldn't finish my job either if I got fired. Who was the best friend? I would have to say either Mr. Miyagi or Doc. Who would you guys choose? I used to be cool. Now I stay home, take pictures of my sleeping dog, and go to bed by 10 p.m. I wish the last part were true. My insomnia won't let me do that most nights. I got about 4 hours sleep last night, and even that was broken up throughout the night. Back in 1983, hardcore feminists were outraged with the portrayal of Princess Leia in The Return of the Jedi, especially after she strangled one of them. I know this one usually goes in tomorrow's show, but I just had to include it in here this week. How was your Dungeons & Dragons session? The session. Oh, pretty average, but I enjoyed it. Okay, fine. I'll mow the lawn. Man, that thing's gonna have a pretty wide turning radius. I finally got my lawnmower fixed after about 3 weeks, and I was finally able to cut all my grass yesterday, but I ended up spending about an extra hour and a half because it was 2 different times that I had to stop and fix the stupid thing again. One of those times was just trying to get the belt back on the mowing deck. Be the reason management creates new rules at work. Sometimes that's a good thing. It means you're doing something right. That split second when a sun-baked seatbelt touches your bare leg and your soul left your body. Yeah, we're getting into that time of year again. It's supposed to be up in the mid-90s or so here in the next week. Got some hot days coming in, but the humidity is what really gets to me. Ruin this scene. Tell us what he's singing. The first thing that I thought of when I saw this meme was The Sound of Music. Buy 80s and 90s movies as much as you can, cause maybe in 10 years, most of them will be gone and forgotten. And I really don't want to forget the best decades of my life. Yeah, even a lot of 90s movies is better than the stuff today. Add up your total and drop it below. I got every point except the 2 points for milk delivery. How many points did you guys get? At the pharmacy, each capsule contains your medication plus a treatment for each of its side effects. That is the sad truth, too. They get you on one pill, and from there forward, they just keep adding more and more to cover up the side effects from the first one. And with each additional one, it just causes more problems. Doctors don't cure anything today. They only give you things to temporarily cover up symptoms. When you let a rank one rip and hope no one else notices, but your friend gives you one of these looks. Fights in cartoons. Yeah, that is true. Just made it easier for the animators. Remember when we used to jump out of the swing mid-air? I miss them knees. My knees buckled just reading this. Yeah, knees, ankles, hips, pretty much all of it. Right, I'm going in. If I'm not back in 10 minutes, pull me out. Yeah, my barn isn't that bad, but it's heading that way. Hands up if you think 80s cartoons are the best. When Gen X talks about their childhood. I guess it does kind of sound that way sometimes, huh? You're 12 years old and heading to the 1980s mall. Where are you going first? They don't give it as an option here, but honestly, I'd probably go to Radio Shack. And after that, probably head down to the arcades. My 3 personalities. Talks too much. Doesn't talk at all. Talks to myself. I mostly just do the third one. Leaving the thrift store on payday. Hey, sometimes you can find some good buys. When you manage to keep your mouth shut, but your face still displays the subtitles. There is times when it would be hard to keep my mouth shut, but it's almost impossible to turn off the closed captions. Gen X is the only generation that grew up playing outside all day, then had to learn the internet, email, smartphones, social media, streaming, AI, and everything in between. We survived the Cold War, the Challenger disaster, the Y2K panic, 9/11, multiple recessions, and more technology changes than any generation before us. We drank from the garden hose, rode in cars without seatbelts, used payphones, recorded songs off the radio, and somehow made it through. Analog childhood, digital adulthood. That's why nothing phases Gen X. The next AkornTV livestream Hangout and Smoke session is tonight, June 27th at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone's welcome to come join us and hang out around the virtual campfire. Also, check out the brand new designs in the AkornTV merch store. These and all other links are down below in the video description. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and check your subscriptions page for new shows every weekend. I'll be back tomorrow on my other channel, AkornStash, for the latest episode of Laugh While the World Burns, which airs every Sunday. But I'll see you guys later tonight on the live stream. Until then, I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe this weekend. This is Akorn, over and out.